this right here. This is a sacred thing to me. This is this was given to my dad October 26, 2007. So shortly before that, my grandfather had passed away, his dad, and they sold his house, and this was what was left over. This is what he got. It was a $10,000 check after it split between all the siblings, my aunts and my uncles. And this $10,000 he had kept in his wallet, and sometime and probably shortly after this, October, November, or December, I had told him that I was interested in starting my own business, and he just signed this check right over to me. And from there, we started hitting a bunch of whether it be garage sales, and we spent weeks and weeks going to auctions, and even found a couple of HVAC businesses that were downsizing or closing, going out of business, and we picked up a bunch of materials and some parts and some ladders and all the stuff that I needed to get started in my business. By the time I opened, I opened in March of 2008, and 5 months later, after I opened, when my dad gave me this check, I got to tell you, when he gave me this check, he said, "I just want you to have the chance." So, four months later, so March, April, May, June, July, 5 months later. 5 months later, my dad was gone. He passed away. And I'm sure grateful that I had the business at that time, because I didn't know what to do with my emotions. So I just worked. And a lot of times that's something that can always help you get past. If you're going through a hard time, just bury yourself in work. Sometimes it's the therapy that you actually need, to just get your mind off of things and just work. And I remember I just finished up one of my very first installations, and it was a guy, his name's Steve, and he works at a dealership not too far from my office here. And I was finishing up his install, and I needed like one little part, and I was heading to the supply house when I got the phone call that they found my dad, because he had been missing for like 5 days. And I remember I called my father-in-law, and because I'd started my HVAC career with my father-in-law, and he instantly broke down when he heard. And of course I was sobbing, but because of the chance that my dad gave me, you better believe that like this place, my business doesn't have a chance of failing. Like, I will not fail, because I'm going to make this something that is so much bigger than he could ever have dreamed. And I know without question he would already be extremely proud of me, and he was always proud of me and always told me how proud he was of me. I was very fortunate. I had very loving, caring, proud parents, and I made a lot of mistakes as a kid. I'll have to tell you about that at another time, about my mom's Camaro burning to the ground on the side of the highway. And my parents picking me up. That's another story. But yeah, so my dad gave me a chance, and you better believe I'm gonna make the most of this chance. I'm gonna make the most of everything he gave me, and here we are 12 years later. It took me way too long to get where I'm at. It took me 12 years to get to the point where, we should do well over 2 million this year. And it's something that could have happened a lot faster. But a lot of other things happened. A couple years later, my mom passed away. I was an only child. I have a stepmom and some stepsisters that love me dearly, and I love them. And I'm thankful that I still have them in my life, because being an only child, with my parents gone, there's a sense of loss that it's hard to get over. But once again, when my mom passed away, I buried myself in work. And it was my savior. So, went through a lot over the first 6 years. Was in a lot of trouble with IRS and everything else, and finally got everything got together, got the right people on my team, got some really cool allies that I'm still, like the people who fixed my tax problem, they're still my accountants today. Every year they do my taxes. And I just trust them and believe in them, and they look out for me. And I'm very grateful that they're allies with me, and I consider the main gal who works there, she's, I just love her. Like, she saved me, and she really cared. She was the one company that really cared. I tried several different accountants trying to get out of that mess, and it's hard to find people who are willing to take you on when you get in tax trouble like that. So I'm kind of babbling here, but I just wanted you guys to know that, back to the what are you fighting for? Some of you guys probably didn't know this story, and this is what I'm fighting for. And I'm fighting to, my family, my wife, and my son. I'm fighting for them. I am determined that this is going to take care of us for the rest of our lives, one way or another, whether I'm still here or whether I'm not. I'm building something that's worth something. So if you are struggling at all in your business, and you keep trying to, like, you're searching for these answers, and that's what I did. I just started searching for answers, and because of that, I made a few changes, started making a little more money, and that allowed me to start really heavily investing in my education to grow my business. And I've been fortunate because of that to be able to hire some really great mentors to teach me what I need to know to scale my business and actually become profitable and stop struggling, And it's not that we don't have our little battles each and every day with whether it be customers or team members, even if it's just a team member who had a bad day. We all have bad days sometimes. So, but what are you fighting for? That's such a cliche thing. It's like it's people don't pay attention to it anymore because it's so mainstream. It's so, what's your why? What are you fighting for every day? Well, you got to have something big. You got to, there's got to be somebody in your life that you want to make proud, that you want them to be proud of you. There's got to be somebody else in your life that you want their lives to change. And that's where my focus has changed. I want the people who join my team, I want their lives to change. I want this to be the last place they ever have to work. And if I ever exit the company, you better believe I'm going to be walking through writing a big ass check to every single one of them, because I couldn't do it without them. If you took a stick, one single stick, and broke it, it'd probably break pretty easy, like a pencil. But then you take two, you could still break it, but it gets a little harder. But then by the time you stack 14 pencils together, you're not breaking them. And that's the power of having a great team behind you, is you're less likely to break. And it's a lot harder to break you because you're so strong. So I'm not sure what you guys are fighting for, but this right here, my dad, it's got his writing on it. I got lots of stuff from my dad. It's got his writing on it. His writing was really unique, so I really enjoy looking over his writing. But, he signed the back of this check and cashed it and just gave it to me. And it was $10,000 to start my business. And I'm going to make something I'm going to make a lot out of this. I'm going to make him proud and make the rest of my family proud. And I won't stop until I don't think I'll ever be satisfied. I think that it's, I feel pretty fulfilled most of the time in my life, but I'm not, I got this inner drive that just won't shut off. So I don't know where that comes from, but I'm thankful that I do have that, because I see a lot of people that don't. And I hope that you have that. I hope that you can be happy and fulfilled, yet know that there's the next level. So another funny story that I'll tell you real quick when it comes to my dad is I got married. I met my wife June 23rd of 1996. And let's see, June, July, August. So in 2 months, August 10th is when I got married in 1996. And my dad hadn't even met my fiance yet. But you know what? He accepted her with open arms, and that was just how my dad was. Accepted her with open arms, loved her to death, loved our son to death, who was, who came into, now we have more people in our family once I got married. So, and he's just a great guy. So I hope if your dad's still alive, I hope that you'll make sure to take the time this weekend to tell him how much he means to you. I'm very lucky that a few months before this happened, my dad passed away, that I did tell him, I'm like, man, I just want to let you know, like, what a great dad you are, because and he was always there for me. So that's it, guys. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Be sure to cherish them while they're still here. Be grateful for the time you did have with them if they're gone. But if they're still here, be sure to spend more time with them, because life is short. This week we just found out too that our territory manager, who's been with us since 2012, selling train equipment, he just didn't wake up last week. Went to bed and didn't wake up the next morning. So, man, has he helped my business a lot. So it's really hard, and it's been heavy on my mind this week. So cherish the people in your life, guys, because life is short. So, and whatever you're fighting for, dig in and go get it. And if you're tired of trying to look out there and pick the pieces of the puzzle up to figure this stuff out, then look into my stuff, look into my courses, because I was out there doing exactly what you're doing. I'm trying to figure out this game and how to play and how to win, and it just doesn't exist. So that's affordable if you're not already doing $1 million in business. It's not affordable because there's too many things that have to be fixed so you can start to afford it. So check it out and give give your loved ones a big hug for me this weekend. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I was slow on this video, but this was a tough one, and I'm gonna think about all the good memories that I have this weekend. And if your dad's gone, think of the good memories you had with your dad this weekend. So, love you guys. Go make money.